full effect. Episode 15. Thanks again for all the love and support online, worldwide, on podcasts, on Apple, on Spotify, on Pandora. We love all the support. Appreciate y'all. I'm excited about this episode, right?
First time we had live sports.
Yes, some live
episode
actual
15.
reaction.
This
Exactly.
is crazy.
Man, it's been since we started this thing back in April, bro. This is our actual first time reviewing some live real sports games, right? For sure. I think the games before. Go ahead.
I'm pretty hyped about this.
I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm as excited as about this as not as excited as I was about the Lakers losing last night. We're gonna tap into that in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
So Chris,
Dre, Larry,
let's get it. Go ahead, pop us off, Dre, baby.
NBA games. We had tip off 2 nights ago. We started right off the jump. Big matchup, Clippers and our very own Lakers. And it went down to the wire. LeBron James threw up 16 points, had the game winner. AD had went completely off. I had seen that your boy Kawhi had some lockdown defense that was done by Mr. LeBron James himself. And then they go back and just lose to the Raptors and pretty much a late blowout the next night. So, we're here though. That's sports. It's up and downs. Who got some takeaways from the games? What y'all got, fellas?
I pretty much kind of start us off. The takeaways I got from the first game, man, was that I was so excited to see basketball and just seeing it come back. But it seems just like everybody's trying to get back in rhythm. I mean, of course they had those little scrimmage games and things like that. But a lot of the stars really didn't play. So just seeing like LeBron was very passive for the first 2 games. I was like, damn, and I mean, he's passive in, his everyday games, but at the same time, it looked different, dude. It's really hard for me as a viewer, and I'm pretty sure it's way harder for them as athletes, kind of getting used to not having the crowd around, not having that, extra pressure. I don't know if that's, for some people, it's going to be positive, like James Harden. For some people, maybe they get like a boost from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like Westbrook. Yeah, exactly. Like he kind of gets momentum. As far as the Clipper game, it didn't go the way I predicted because obviously I predicted the Clippers. But on the back end, I will say the Clippers didn't play. Lou Williams for him going to go get the high wings from the strip club, and Montrezl Harrell didn't play either, which are 2 prominent figures in their lineup. And they only lost by 2 points, so I think that kind of says
Paul George was playing though.
Paul George went
off.
Yeah, so did Kyle Kuzma. So you got an extra role player besides Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I only got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I mean, outside of like a few other little pieces, but those 2 are contending for the 6th man of the year. So you missed both of those. That's a big deal. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't count the Clippers out based on that.
I'm not going to count them out, but I'm going to call a win a win.
All right. For sure, man. I'm going to take it for what it's worth. I think it was a good game overall. I was excited about it for sure. Mm-hmm. I watched the whole game, but I didn't watch it like from front to back the whole game. I do know the Clippers had a lot of turnovers, right? They had a ton of turnovers. The Lakers shot less than 40% from the field, too. I also know that.
LeBron had like 6 points in the first 3 quarters.
For sure. So my take on this is I don't think it was intentional, but also, too, I think it's good for the Lakers to have that type of dynamic, right? Because if the Lakers are actually going to win the championship, Anthony Davis needs to be the best player on the court all the time. For sure. Because at this point in time in LeBron James' career, it's going to be really hard for him in the Western Conference Finals through the NBA Finals for him to shoulder that much of a load at this point in his career. I just don't think
I'm going to disagree. I'm not going to say he has to show up, but LeBron needs to lead the team because he's the captain.
But leading the team doesn't mean that you need to score the most points.
I'm not saying the most points, but as facilitator, lockdown defense, of course, AD, defensive player of the year, right there. But I'm not saying AD has to be the best player night in, night out. I think that's LeBron's responsibility.
I think that AD has to be the most dominant player from night in and night out. I'm not going to lie to you. LeBron had the most rebounds, and he had the most assists in the game, right? So he did his part, essentially, and we won. And AD had 34 points. I think he needs to get about 15 boards.
He was hitting those threes. I was live, bro. That boy started hitting back-to-back threes.
It's crazy.
Man, I was pulling for him.
I needed it. LeBron did what he was supposed to do, but it mattered.
That's good, but it can also be a weakness. I feel like AD has a huge advantage in the post, and because he's so skilled, which is great, in some cases that can lead to him taking shots that I would prefer him not to take. Right? Like, it's good you can shoot threes, but at the same time, dude, you have a mismatch in the paint. But instead of you going at Kawhi Leonard just pounding him out straight in the paint, you want to do a fadeaway jumper, which I would prefer you bang him in the paint, get an easier contested layup versus a
I don't think that's
fadeaway
easy
jumper.
against Kawhi.
I mean, with that difference as far as size,
I get it. But Kawhi still ain't no punk on the slide.
No. He's not. But I'm saying, I'm damn near 7 foot. You're Kawhi Leonard. What is Kawhi? 6'8"?
Yeah, I think he's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, 6'7", 6'8". You got
He's tall enough.
Yeah, he should be able to give him.
He should. Yeah, he got to work for it still. Though.
Yeah,
for
facts,
sure.
facts.
Man, I seen LeBron after the game. He was going live, and he was on the floor on the grounds at his place, and he's like, "Man, I need to go to the shower, but I'm tired. I mean, I'm just sitting here like I gotta let y'all know I'm really exhausted." And he checked back in like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get in the shower, but I'm done." Like he was energy was spent.
That's exactly what I literally just said. That LeBron James coming to Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, he is not going to be able to show that load at this point in his career. As a 35 right? Or 36?
I think he's like 35.
35-year-old man and being in the postseason as many times as he has, no shot. Anthony Davis has to lead us through this promised land, bro. I'm sorry. You have to accept that fact that he needs to lead us through. LeBron, at this point in his career, don't have nothing else to prove.
I need a third opinion, Larry.
I'm not saying that I don't want LeBron to lead us through the promised land, but the reality is that Anthony Davis has to, bro.
I think it's more so the fact that they've been off for a few months, which is why it's more punishing on him. You do have a point that throughout, like where LeBron is right now, he can't do the same thing he did in 11 and 13, of course, right? And Anthony Davis is a huge piece in the offense as well as the defense, so he is the factor as far as showing up, because we know LeBron's going to show up. But if AD doesn't play well, then we won't win. So I agree with that. But in the sense that LeBron may be kind of like, like his age, like I said, he is a different player, but his age, I feel like, as far as taking care of his body off season and being healthy and being fit and in shape, he's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, but that don't mean that nigga ain't tired. Let's not move away from the fact. Don't interpret what I'm saying as saying that LeBron is out of shape and he's not going to be able to last in the playoffs. I'm just saying he's not going to be able to do or shoulder the exact same load as he has before in the past and what we're used to seeing in the playoffs.
With the rest that he had though?
He just said that he was tired, bro. He's been hooping this whole time.
Yeah, but I feel like it's kind of one of those things of like, you go to work, if you go do construction right now, right? And any of us go do construction all day. When we come back in, that's what we're going to do. You'll be exhausted. You're going to lay on the ground and just be like, damn, I'm not ready to that. But I feel like he's going to get acclimated back to the pace of the game.
Yeah, to the pace of the game.
All right.
I'm not saying he's 20-year-old LeBron. Don't get it
He's not.
Yeah, but I feel like LeBron needs to be the best player on the team, the facilitator, the captain, the energy, the lockdown defense he does, but very explosive to offensive end in order to get by the Clippers. I don't think Anthony Davis can get by the Clippers.
This is Chris again trying to discredit them.
No, I'm not. My interpretation of what I saw from LeBron the other night is me saying that LeBron James isn't going to lead us to the
LeBron James.
I would not be surprised if Anthony Davis, if the Lakers was an NBA Finals MVP, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, and you shouldn't be either, bro. Anthony Davis is 8 years younger than LeBron and has 0 championships, bro. His amount of hunger is way more.
But his odds of winning MVP are not higher than LeBron. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it's not. Right? He's gonna have to do some phenomenal shit in order for him to
I
win
understand what
the
you're
NBA
saying,
Finals.
but I think they'll just give it to LeBron based off a name. Even if AD has
LeBron James has not been in the finals because really, I mean, you got the finals were Ray Allen. I could have gave it to Ray Allen because of that shot, or I could, but he was coming off the bench. I'll take that, man. But at the same time, it's LeBron, bro. It's just like Jordan. Yeah, other people had big moments, but you gotta give it to Jordan.
You gotta give it to that star.
I understand that.
Not saying that AD
that would be a stain on LeBron's resume.
Why?
I mean, because that's the same thing that happens to Steph. Like Steph got all those rings, but how many MVPs you got? You got no Finals MVPs.
Kevin Durant.
But they're at the same level. They're regarded as the same level. So
maybe in the first one, but I think after the first
it's one of those accolades that you look back later on, like how many NBA Finals MVPs you have. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. To me, it is.
The same thing. I mean, you can say the same. I'm sorry to bring them up. But the same thing happens with Kobe all the time. Like, I mean, you got rings. You got 5 rings, but okay, I got to give a lot of credit to this guy.
But that topic's a little different. People trying to again discredit Kobe's work during that finals, or the fact that he has 5 championships. because of solely on Shaq. That's a completely different topic. Nobody ever thought that Kobe was going to win NBA Finals MVP with Shaq being on his team. But my argument in that, and I think every huge Kobe fan and huge Lakers fan argument is that Shaq wouldn't have won those championships without Kobe, regardless of what anybody else says. Mm-hmm. That's my point. That has nothing to do with NBA Finals MVP.
But I want to stay on the fact that, yeah, we may, as Laker fans, we may know that, but it is still a stain within his legacy. Because people always return the statement. Anybody that goes against Kobe can always say, well,
they can't say his legacy is
that happens all the time. That conversation happened with Shaq all the time. They were saying, oh, you roll Kobe's shoulders and vice versa and stuff like that.
Just being a prime NBA all-time great and having multiple championships, but not having
here's my issue with this statement, right? Mm-hmm. Who are you comparing this situation to?
Well,
Jordan.
Huh?
So we're using Jordan as the comparison to every NBA player and their success or lack thereof.
That's not fair because he's a GOAT.
I know, I get that. Yeah. But again, back to my statement, you can compare everybody to Jordan if you want to, but you can't say that because Kobe or even LeBron in this instance, if he didn't win NBA Finals MVP this year or never again, that's not going to put a stain on his legacy.
How? I think it is. They're going to say, okay, you won those chips, but you were not the most important piece in those series. Versus, like, you got this guy, he won
the person that benefits in that whole argument, that whole topic, is the person who's debating whether or not LeBron is better than Jordan. That's the only benefit. Because LeBron don't give a shit if he get NBA Finals MVP. I promise you he don't.
Nah, he doesn't. And that's what a lot of people dislike about LeBron. Because he's willing to make a move to bring Kawhi Leonard and say, I'm going to take a step back. I don't agree with it. You LeBron. Yeah. That's going to go against your legacy.
Yeah, it's going to
step back and playing Robin is going to go against your legacy as an all-time great. Because you know who didn't play Robin? Michael Jordan. You know who didn't play Robin? Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson in his prime did not play Robin. These greats that you're going against are people putting you up against every day. They got there for a reason.
I understand. I do understand. Maybe not Magic Johnson, but because Magic Johnson had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
But when Magic came in, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was not at his prime.
He was on the back end of his prime.
The first year that Magic Johnson won a chip, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he had to play starting center in that series. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't play.
Best one.
So Magic Johnson is a key figure.
But look though, you're saying that.
You said, well, he played with another great. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I don't know. I personally don't think that'd be a stain on his legacy. I think LeBron James will still be a great player no matter what.
Oh no, he's gonna be a great player, but he's not gonna be in that GOAT conversation.
He will. Even if he gets NBA Finals MVP, bro, he's still not the GOAT.
No. If LeBron wins 3 to 4 more rings, and he gets an MVP.
That's a fucking reach.
I'm just saying, and he gets MVP in those. He's already in the GOAT conversation.
And actually, the ammunition that people want to use to say he's the GOAT and the accolades, it would be very hard to
ladies and gentlemen, like I just said, if you want to rewind this video, the only person that benefits in this whole topic and conversation is when somebody wants to debate LeBron being better than Jordan. That's what I just said.
No, but Jordan fans benefit as well because if you come to him, they can say, well, he had 6 Finals MVPs. If I was going, so if you came to me and said, well, Kobe's the GOAT, I would benefit by saying, well, Kobe don't have 5 Finals MVPs.
Right? No, but I'm just saying, I'm not on the side of necessarily. I feel like Jordan is the GOAT, right? I do feel like that. I think everybody knows that, and Dre's in the same topic. I mean, same space as me when it comes to that. But I don't think that LeBron. It's going to be really difficult. I'm looking at reality, right? If LeBron wins 3 or 4 more championships, then what? Okay, cool. I will suck it up and say, you know what? He probably is a great player of all time, right? But the reality of that shit actually happening, bro, no shot.
It's not.
Hold on. Yeah, but
huge hypothetical.
Huge hypothetical.
He's gonna double the amount of
possibility. No. I'm saying no. It's huge hypothetical, but it's a possibility because they're saying they have enough cap space to re-sign AD to the max contract at this point. So if they have enough charisma to get through this year, and they can keep their roster or add another component, I mean, I can see 2 to 3 more chips.
All right.
I can see it.
I would love it.
No, of course he would.
I would love it as a Lakers fan. I would absolutely love it.
Well, I'm just saying, if he wins chips, like for instance, if he would have brought Kawhi, like let's be real, the same thing happened with Dwayne Wade. If he brought Kawhi and he won those chips, and Kawhi won the MVPs, that would be a stain on LeBron's legacy. Because at that
to me, that's a different dynamic. Why? Because
he didn't win it.
No, it's different. You know why? Because Kawhi Leonard already has 2 NBA Finals MVPs and already has 2 NBA championships.
Okay.
Anthony Davis has 0. So the comparison there is not the same, bro.
But
Anthony Davis was a
GOAT.
Anthony Davis.
He's a GOAT competitor. He's a GOAT nominee. Like, people compare him to Jordan. You cannot have someone outdo you in a pinnacle moment of your career. It's gonna be a stain.
Right. Yeah. If I didn't want Kawhi coming just because I felt it was gonna be such a powerhouse. Like, okay, we're just gonna give us championships now. Like, we're gonna be Golden State essentially.
They do the same thing with the Miami Heat. People are gonna always say, "Well, shit." I mean, he got 3 rings when he went to Miami.
Super team.
That's a stain on his legacy. He's still great, but it's a stain because that's your response.
When I want to argue with LeBron being GOAT, I'm like, okay, he was join great players.
So why did he go to Miami? Why did he pick 2 other All-Stars? Like Jordan didn't do that. Kobe didn't have to do that. Yeah, shit all the time. They gonna find ways to stain this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, the only reason why people do that shit is because they compare everything to Jordan. And I do think in reality, that's not going to always be fair because Jordan is the greatest player of all time. There's no possible. It's like you can't wake up want to play basketball and automatically, if you don't want to be Jordan, then you just can't play basketball. Like for me, that doesn't even make sense. Like why continue to compare LeBron to Jordan or Kobe to Jordan or whoever else to Jordan? I get it, I understand it, but why does that have to be the end all be all standard? Jordan is in his whole other category. It's like basketball players, and then there's Michael Jordan in my eyes, right? You just can't do that. That's like again, that's the same comparison. I'm saying like why does again it's kind of off topic, but not really this comparison thing. Why does every quarterback have to be a Hall of Fame quarterback to be a good quarterback? In my eyes, I feel like when a lot of people have discussions about that, that's how it leads.
But I sit there and I look at if you're gonna go quarterback situation, Tom Brady's to go with quarterbacks. But I can see hypothetically Patrick Mahomes taking him over.
At this point in time in his career so far, for what he's done, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why
and he won't even have to win 6 championships.
So that's why we use Jordan as that pinnacle.
He's not gonna have to win 6.
Patrick Mahomes
with his roster?
No. You're saying Patrick Mahomes, in order to bypass Tom Brady, won't have to win 6.
No, he can win 4, and I think he'll be better than Tom Brady.
Hypocrisy.
If he continues,
that is complete hypocrisy.
But with the roster,
that is
again. So why?
Because
again,
your only argument with Kobe being better than LeBron is because he has more rings.
No,
but everything else, he's beat him. So how does Patrick Mahomes not have to win more rings than Tom Brady?
Okay, first off, okay, we can talk. Okay, we can talk about minutes played. Don't look at the glass half empty, bro. We can look at minutes played. We can look at minutes played. He's gonna let me. He's gonna cut me off.
Trophy case type of arguments. Like, you look at the accolades, what they have lined up, and that's a comparison. That's why Jordan is the standard.
Right. I just don't think. Okay, again, the argument for the whole Patrick Mahomes argument, right? And I think that from a talent standpoint, I don't think anybody will argue that Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady is in the same level of talent as Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't think many people will argue that, right?
Absolutely not.
Right. So again, when you compare that situation to Kobe and LeBron, I don't necessarily think that LeBron is just exceedingly better talent than Kobe. I think his opportunity was different and his situation was a little bit better than Kobe's, if I'm being honest, right? But when you come...
Whoa!
All right.
The situation is better?
I'm talking about situation in the sense of him starting initially when he came to the Cavaliers. I'm not talking about the teams that he had, bro. Again...
Let me
finish saying what I was saying before y'all try to hop on my ass about this, okay?
You mean that he was
let me finish saying what I was saying, right?
Coming in.
So again, I guess if you want to say that, yeah, I guess you could say that. He was more developed, he was more prepared to be in the NBA than Kobe was, right? Yes. So the situation was better for him in that sense, right? I'm talking about him as an actual player, not his team and his environment, right? And so that's where I make the sway, and my argument with the Patrick Mahomes argument is that I think hopefully, right? I hope he'll show that he far exceeds the talent-wise of everybody else at that position that's ever played that position. That's why I think even if he doesn't win 6 Super Bowls, that some people would consider him better than Tom Brady.
But I
in
wouldn't.
a lot of instances.
But I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion.
You would? He's the GOAT. He only won 4. He already got 1. He's what, 2 years in? And he couldn't.
3.
3 years
Three
in? Yeah.
technically. Yeah.
Right. But, I mean, he has another 10-year contract ahead of him. He has a fully stacked roster, has a great coach. I don't see why he should stop winning. The Patriots are no longer an issue.
No. I hope he wins 100 championships, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if he wins 4, I personally would nudge him. I personally would, right? Me personally, that's my own personal
So if he
thing.
played for 13 more seasons, right? And
Yeah.
he only won 4, but he had an amazing roster the whole time.
He had a what?
Amazing roster. Because right now he has an amazing roster.
Okay. Tom Brady has some great rosters too, bro.
He's had to work with shit a lot of times.
Okay.
A lot of times. Like realistically, yeah. Tom Brady is the GOAT because
Yes.
when does he have back 6 rings? When he had a
He's the
back
greatest
season?
quarterback of all time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Greatest quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. Just quarterback. I'm leave that there.
Okay.
Just
making sure.
yeah.
He's not the best NFL player?
Of all time?
No shot, and we're not gonna get into this shit today because we're gonna be sitting here arguing this shit for fucking
Top
3
5.
hours. No fucking way, Tom Brady.
Who's
What?
Who's better than Tom Brady?
Okay,
What's your
again.
argument on who's better? Like, I mean, because the thing is, nobody's won or accomplished more than Tom Brady.
Lawrence Taylor is better than
Thank you.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yes, but I was going to say, I'm not going to say he's not better. I was going to put Dion in there as well.
Yeah.
I think
Deion says that Tom Brady is better than him.
Of course he is. He's deferring.
Right.
But I think as a football player, bro,
Jerry Rice is a better football player.
as you dominate your sport. And no, I'm talking about you dominate your
Randy
sport
Moss is a better
in your
Randy Moss is a
position.
better player than
Right?
Jerry Rice.
So nobody has ever played basketball better than Michael Jordan, right? In essence, right? And that's most people's argument, right? There's a lot of people who play better football than Tom Brady.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, right? Again,
But
if you want to take the championships out, because again, there's a lot of variables
But this is
there.
why we have to circle back around to the championships and why that makes such an impactful everything.
I understand that, bro. I understand it if it's a gap in like a massive gap in championships, right? Like, I understand if somebody got like Bill Russell type championships and the other person got Charles Barkley type championships, which is 0, then you're saying Charles Barkley is better than Bill Russell. That's fucking blasphemy. That's what I'm talking about, right? If it's close, if they're like 2 or 3 apart, maybe 2 apart, I understand the LeBron argument versus Kobe. Again, that's a personal preference.
Right.
I prefer Kobe's game over LeBron's. 85 times out of 100, right? That's just my personal preference. Just because I like what he brings to the game, how he plays, etc. That's my thing, right? And I like Patrick Mahomes' game much better than I like Tom Brady's, and I doubt anybody will argue with me about that. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's my take.
We'll take that.
Of course, the Kobe thing, I'm not going to agree, but hey, Patrick Mahomes over Tom, all that.
Now we're talking about NFL?
No, we need to finish talking about this Lakers and this bullshit Raptors game last night.
I'll go for it. What you got?
I'm disappointed. That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Disappointed?
But,
That's
you know,
about it, bro.
it's the beginning of the season. Shit's gonna happen, you know, like, I think that, you know, the team is still spinning from the first game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think that they put a lot of emphasis into that first game.
It was a statement game.
Yeah, nah, facts. It was definitely, it was more of a statement game for the Lakers than it would be for the Clippers, though. Clippers were like, yeah, we feel like we can beat y'all.
Up 3-1 for the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm gonna highlight some people that's been involved.
I'm gonna 3-1 season.
Like they won,
wins
yeah.
versus
they had,
Lakers 1-1.
2-1. They had
It's
2-2. Yeah, no, it's 2-2 now.
Now it's
2-1.
Oh, so it was 2-1.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, 2-2 now.
2-1. I'm gonna highlight some people that's been balling. My boy Deion Waiters has been balling. My boy
Yes,
Kyle Kuzmaniak has been balling. I love bro. Kuzma has been hooping.
Deion Waiters is actually kind of a surprise for me.
Deion Waiters can hoop. Outside of
I
being
didn't
a
know he could
outside of that, yeah, he can hoop.
Boy's a baller, man.
Yeah. I think he scored
I
this
told
last
you.
game. He left the NBA. He had like what, a 50-point game?
Hey,
Yeah.
numbers, bro.
Deion Waiters can give you some buckets. He got
That's-
21 minutes and 11 buckets.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to
Good
contribute
points.
to LeBron's leadership.
Yeah.
basically fathering.
And then pulling in JR. You know J.R. Smith would not be there without LeBron saying, giving that okay, bro. There's no way.
I hate Larry so bad, so much, bro. He's so petty. If you're following us on Apple Music or Spotify, please go watch a video on YouTube. The way this man Larry just gave me this fucking vicious eye contact after he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna just attest that LeBron's leadership." Eye roll.
You know when Eminem makes a crazy statement, they get the eyes.
That boy looked at me so crazy. He side-eyed the shit out of me, boy. I felt the energy. That's why I smirked him off.
LeBron is literally turning stone into NBA player.
Stop it. But LeBron did. I'll give that to him. Okay, it's fine.
These guys that came back from the dead after being written off by the league. One dude didn't even know what the score was in the NBA Finals.
Are we gonna make it? We just gonna let J.R. Smith's stat line sit there with the 0-0-0
We can't let
in the 8 minutes?
I'm gonna go ahead and treat that to not being in the league for so long.
Yeah. I mean, he had some great games.
2 years,
games, you know.
2 years.
It's not a long. It's a long time.
That's
It's not a long time, bro.
You ain't NBA ready. You sit out for 2 years, come back. Look at Jordan. Jordan sit out for them 2 years, came back, then he beat the Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He scored a point.
time gets everyone.
He did.
He scored. At least got a rebound or an assist. Yikes.
Can I be honest, man? I mean, I'm excited for it, bro. But to being realistic, man, I really don't like bubble basketball. I mean, I'll take it because it's what I'm gonna get. Like,
Why don't you like it? You just don't like the fans?
I don't like the fake fans. I don't.
Them is real
virtual
people, bro.
fans.
Them virtual fans. Them real people.
Hey, low key,
Them
y'all see
people
the,
watching the game at home, bro.
And
y'all see the Clippers blow out, and the virtual fans left the game. They all checked out, bro.
No bullshit.
I promise you on everything. Man.
You talking about last night?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They would get smacked. That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, I see
It was
that.
like 30-some points at halftime.
That's nuts, dude.
But like, I don't like the side camera angles, but I'm taking whatever I can get.
Me too.
I'm happy
Me
I
too.
get a continued season,
Me too.
and we
Thank
can
you.
get
bro.
I'm grateful.
I'm grateful.
I know,
That's right.
It's just so weird. I seen a Kyle Lowry interview yesterday. He's sitting up there. There's nobody around, and she got a mask. Bro, this shit is just getting ridiculous, dog. What I can say, bro, who's really been coming in is that boy Ball. What's his name?
Bull.
Yeah.
You know he got drug tested a little bit after.
His first
Did it
half.
ever come back? The drug test came back? Negative?
No.
Oh, okay.
It has to.
It had to by now, right?
Yeah, no. That boy been hooping
That boy block game, his rebound game,
and passing game.
shooting, everything.
You know who else been hooping? Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Why
He has been hooping.
did we let Ingram go and keep Kuz?
That's called the Lakers effect, bro. It's the same thing happened with
Anytime we
D'Angelo
let him
Russell.
go, then they go blossom. That's what happens.
That means that the Lakers did a good job drafting them, but
And
that means they had
developing them.
right.
Yeah.
Right, or
Somebody get fired.
they're patient. I don't know what it was, man. Maybe it was just an offense or something.
Cause that boy Ingram, bro, that boy Ingram was looking nice. That stage number 14 is just different. And he made the All-Star game this year.
He's a hooper, bro.
He can hoop. I seen some. I'm not gonna compare everybody to Grace, but I seen some signs of some KD in him based on his little pull-up game, his little hezzy game. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Bro, who was it that dropped 52 the other night?
I seen it.
Damn.
Was that James? That wasn't James?
No.
James dropped 49 or 50.
Who dropped 52 the other night, dude? I'm blanking right now. Golly. TJ Warren. TJ Warren dropped
That's what it
52.
was, yeah.
TJ Warren got buckets. He got traded to the Pacers for cash considerations and some other shit.
Wow.
From the Suns.
I put him all 50.
Don't you? That man dropped 53.
I'll tell you, bust our ass. The goddamn Kyle Lowry, 10 rebounds. I'm trying to help let Kyle Lowry get 10 rebounds.
Oh, he was out there hooping.
Yeah. Let's talk about LeBron back-to-back threes though to bring us back.
That boy was blind. I was hyped.
I see that for the drip, bro. That boy did a little step back. I was like, cool, there you go, bro. At first, bro, this is me watching LeBron. Because I know LeBron's game, so I'm like, drive that shit, bro. Drive that shit. When bro take a three, I'll be like, why did you do that, LeBron? And when he go in, that's why you go. That's why you go right there, boy.
I like when he goes live and see the shot.
I just want to see that dunk, bro. Keep on dunking,
Yeah.
bro. Know what you good at.
Hey, I'm just happy ain't no COVID positive at zero test.
Yeah, that's good.
Positive for COVID in the bubble. It's working.
Good.
That's good, bro.
I called Dre, bro, and like I'm not trying to get too much out of the topic, but I just throw a little hit in. I called Dre and told him I don't like this new name shit on the jerseys, bro. Say her name and Black Lives Matter.
You don't like that shit?
I don't like that shit, bro.
You know, I don't really fuck with it either. You know why? Because it ain't solving nothing.
Nah, bro.
It's a fucking political statement, bro. I hate the political statements like that, bro. And I hate I don't care if anybody cares.
And I'm like the one non-black person. I don't think it means anything, but I'm not just against it. You know what I mean?
Cool,
I'm
but
like,
it's not
effective.
anything,
It doesn't do anything. There's no white racist gonna be like, oh, okay, I've seen that. Now I'm not gonna be racist anymore. Like, no, it's not gonna fucking happen.
You know what it's gonna say? How about you respect us, and then we'll respect you back? Bro, fuck out of here, bro. Don't
then on the court, Black Lives Matter.
It's just a boy. That's corporate BS. That's all it really boils down to.
I'm watching the game. It says Black Lives Matter on the court. Then the guy's like, yeah, you know, Brown Taylor was killed in her home. You know, something that black folk really don't like. I'm like, bro, am I watching basketball or am I watching the fucking news? They gotta say black folk two times on the Lakers game, bro. Black folk.
No.
Like, you know, that's just some black folk really don't like. I'm like, bro, like, what? Come on, bro. This is clown shit, bro. But you ain't talking about no stats or talking about. I'm not trying to. I don't want to, cause it's like this, bro. And I'm black, and I'm not cool. I'm not Tom at all, bro. At some point, bro, I just want to turn on some shit and get a distraction from what's going on. And I get it. We don't want to be distracted. You want people to face what's going on, you know what I'm saying, like out there, so, you know, shit can happen. But at the same time, bro, it's like, at what point do I get, like, you know how you watch a sad movie and it just continues? When do I get the good part?
It's like, again, we talked about it maybe a month ago, right? When we talked on the Elephant in the Room episode. If y'all haven't seen that, check that out.
Check the Elephant in the Room.
How much awareness is enough awareness? Right? For people to already know the shit exists and pretty aware that racism exists and pretty aware that African Americans deal with extreme prejudice and extreme extreme prejudice and racism at a heightened level. Like we know that. Okay? So let's actually do something to make the shit happen and make the shit better instead of making all these fucking social justice warriors, I call them, right? Who post a bunch of shit online and really don't know what it means and be the same motherfuckers who don't go vote, right? Which I have we can talk about that another day because I feel some type of way about that shit.
We're gonna wait for politics, that's shit.
Yeah, sure. But again, I do agree with you, Larry. Like, we gotta, I wanna watch basketball and watch basketball. I'm all for the statements and I'm all for it. But again, is a time and a place for it, and I guess it's the NBA's way of trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah. I don't need a white commentator talking about it.
No. Again, last
I disagree.
You want a white commentator saying black folk don't like this? Black folk?
Not necessarily that. I'm not saying that. He needs to be a little bit more. He needs to say black people, right? Because not every black person is African American, right? There's Jamaicans, etc., Haitians, etc. But he needs to be a little bit more cautious in his fucking vocabulary. Black folk, nigga, this ain't 1960. Black folk, you talking black folk? All these white folk.
Again,
there's no black folk in his neighborhood.
So on
talk about what?
Also with sports, I was gonna say MLB is putting Black Lives Matter in their mouths, things like that. Big thing.
The most white sport ever.
The most white sport ever.
It was, but now there's so many damn
Spanish people,
Puerto Ricans, Cubans, and everything else. That's a huge population. Dominicans.
How do you feel about the guy saying that he won't kneel based on the fact that he only kneels before God?
Who said that?
There is a player. It was the opener, bro. I forget his name. He's pretty much a no name. He's a guy.
He's pretty much.
He had the rope. He stood up. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna kneel. The only person I kneel before.
Was he black? Was he white?
He's a white guy. And then on the other hand, the guy in the NBA? He didn't kneel either.
Oh, you're talking about Isaac from the Jazz? The Magic? I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, bro. Again, we can't. Free speech is free speech. People can do what they want, and he's entitled to that.
Them not kneeling doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't give a shit about those two players, those two people at all. It doesn't affect any cause. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't even really come up on my radar. I'm not gonna get upset about something that's so petty. It's just,
Understood, bro. Understood. Charles Barkley said the exact same thing. So on football, let's talk about football. What's going on in the football world, Chris?
So we got a ton of players who are opting out of the season, right? And they're right because of fears of COVID, uncertainty from the NFL, and things like that, right? So I guess I'll hop on my take first. This is how you can clearly tell the difference between the NFL and the NBA. Yeah. The huge difference, right? And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, 18 years ago, 19 years ago, 20 years ago, 21 years ago, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, 27 years ago, 28 years ago, 29 years ago, 30 years ago, 31 years ago, 32 years ago, 33 years ago, 34 years ago, 35 years ago, 36 years ago, 37 years ago, 38 years ago, 39 years ago, 40 years ago, 41 years ago, 42 years ago, 43 years ago, 44 years ago, 45 years ago, 46 years ago, 47 years a I don't think it's because of anything in particularly like political. I just think the NBA gives a lot more fuck about their players than the NFL does. I do. I strongly believe that. And this is a clear example of why, right? The NFL, who they generate bajillions of dollars a year, right? And there's always been NFL players who've cried and complained about them not getting paid as much as they should, right? Mm-hmm. That's an example, right? I guess even Tom Brady came out a few weeks ago and said, hey, we need to know what's going on. We don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of, uncertainty about what's going on with the COVID situation, right? And where our plan was and where our plan is, right? So, I don't know. I think the NFL is always going to be behind, man, when it comes to, like, their relationship with their players.
I can tell you right now, the NFL, this is my forecast, okay? Quote me, I may be wrong. 53-man roster, all the trainers, everything that goes into it. You're essentially looking at 100, 120 people, to run that whole...
Per team.
Per team, right?
That's a lot, bro. Yeah.
They can't bubble that.
Maybe even more than that.
And the NFL will not care, and they'll continue on. There will be positive cases. They'll take them out and quarantine it. It's going to be a situation like baseball. Baseball had to cut off because Marlins had like 17 people show up positive.
Baseball season will end in the next month.
Yeah.
For sure. Over. Done.
And there's so many NFL players already opted out. We've had a fantasy league for 10 years, and everybody's already said, yeah, we got to throw it in the trash. Because all your players aren't going to be able to play all year. It's done. It's a wrap. So NFL will try it. I don't think it's going to be very successful though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I know I've seen some stadiums, and I'll let you give your take, Larry. I've seen some stadiums did their social distancing setup and stuff like that, with the seats and all that stuff. We'll see. We got to have football, bro. Football is great. We got to have football, man. I feel bad for the players, but really back to the true topic at hand is, I think players can do whatever they want. If they need to do what's best for their family, I'm 100% for it. I just hope and pray that the players don't get screwed over in the long run because they're doing what's best for their famy.
I
don't trust the NFL.
Come to think of it, how many professional athletes have passed away because of COVID?
That I know of?
Yeah.
None. Family members of them, yeah. Right? I know, like Anthony Towns, his mother died and stuff like that. That's unfortunate. But actual professional athletes?
Nobody, right?
Yeah, that I know of, yeah.
They're in great shape, probably.
That's what it is. Immunity got to be pretty high,
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll see. What's your take, bro?
I'm pretty much on board with you guys, man. But it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like the NFL, the reason why I feel like they're trying to find a way to get to it without all the precautions is because they bring in the most money in the United States. They're $13.3 billion, and they're mostly dominating in the United States.
Question to you: how does the U.S. deal without football? It's a tough pill to swallow.
It's gonna be different, bro. Definitely gonna be different.
As much as holes they have and deficiencies as far as social issues and stuff like that, as a country, we're very dependent on it.
Yes.
Like you said before, it brings people together.
It generates so much money, dude.
Yeah.
For the money, like teams, cities salivate when they find out that the Super Bowl is gonna be in their city, bro. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, we're gonna bring in so much money. You got to think about how much of a boost is gonna boost our economy in this, essentially month of the year in February, right? It's just gonna boost our economy.
Houston had Super Bowl. It was crazy.
It was nuts.
It was wild. Yeah.
It was crazy, bro. I've been in 2 cities. Was it 2 cities? No, it was an All-Star game. So yeah, I think Houston was the only city I've actually lived in when they had the Super Bowl. I was gonna say Dallas, but that's when they had the NBA All-Star game a couple of years, maybe 10 years ago, a while back. But it's crazy, man.
Yeah, for real.
For sure.
Hey man, I don't know, because now when we look at football now, it used to bring people together. Now it kind of puts you in a weird situation. Like we went to the game, and some of us felt like, yeah, we're not gonna take off our hat, or we're not gonna put our hand over our heart for the Pledge of Allegiance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it kind of like, I may see my homie, and my homie may be looking at me kind of weird because I didn't, do a certain movement or show a certain respect for his country or anything like that. So now it's kind of like you start identifying, you start looking around, like seeing what other people doing, to see what side they on. Like, how you feel about this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's momentarily.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
When the game started, it's over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's a little check real quick and then keep it moving. Yeah.
That's it.
No doubt, man.
That's it.
Hey, I hate to change it up. I'm ready to talk about this music. Woo! We talked about the Snoop and the DMX. That was complete fire.
That was nice.
This one ain't gonna be as great, but it's no slump. We got Rick Ross and 2 Chainz versus battle happening.
What you got, Chris? What you think?
Man, I think it's over for 2 Chainz. Hate to say it. I like 2 Chainz as a person, bro. He's so dope. I watched his show on YouTube.
Most
expensive shit.
Yeah.
It's expensivest. 2 Chainz is cool, man. You can tell he's just a real laid back, good dude. Came from the gutter and just really appreciate everything he got. And he over the top of the shit you were on the show too, bro. Be coming in there with fucking minks on minks. It's crazy shit though.
It's fill that role, you know what it is.
But back to the reality, I like Rick Ross music better.
Yeah.
And I think Rick Ross is gonna
Body him.
bury him.
Yeah.
Essentially bury him.
I feel like I know.
Because some features is yeah.
Is it gonna be like a body or like is Ross gonna give him a little leeway?
I'm gonna tell you, dude.
I think Ross is gonna fuck 2 Chainz up, bro.
Take the gloves off.
I don't think Ross is showing no love. When I seen this, because they said I got like 3 different groups on there, and they saw this in every single one of the groups. The first image that came to my head was Michael Jordan holding the basketball and Muggsy Bogues trying to reach for it. It's like, bro, 2 Chainz ain't near. Bro, Rick Ross is a monster. And I even made a statement to my friend like months prior, and I said, bro, if we go post 2010 or even post 2005, who got the better discography between Rick Ross and Jay-Z? And I said Rick Ross. Rick Ross got heat.
You gonna take Rick Ross? Just sorry to jump off subject. I'm throwing it at you. Rick Ross or T.I.?
I'm taking Ross.
God damn, that's hard, bro. Only because of, again, the music and what it did for me throughout my entire life and the amount of plays that music, I've played that music. Music discography, I don't know. Come back to me on that.
Okay.
You go first.
Coin flip. I have a preference for T.I. Not saying that I'm right about the subject or whatever it is. I just relate more at a time period with T.I. than I can Rick Ross, and I have a preference.
Right.
It's
so that was kind of
one of those Pac and Biggie. I don't feel like anybody's right, type of situation. Like,
or Kendrick and J. Cole.
What you
kind of like a Kendrick and J. Cole type.
Like you can go either way. You know what I mean? You can make an argument, a case.
Yeah, I definitely got Ross over Tip, bro. Tip shit and aged. Like it's not the same when you listen to it. Rick Ross shit is timeless, bro. Because Tip, don't get me wrong, Tip's a great MC. He can rap, but Rick Ross is just on a different level, bro. I call it that mafioso lobster crab rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's cocaine dealing, but it's exquisite. It's like it's a finer grade, bro. Like he talking the same shit that these gangster gutter rappers is talking, but it's on a higher level. And when you talk about going back and forth,
hooker.
Nah, like when you talk about going back and forth with Jay, like he jumped on Devil's Alive, Freemason. Freemason. If you listen to Teflon Don, bro got a great discography, bro. Port of Miami, Triller. Like he just keep on going. Then you got the mixtapes. Ross is nice, bro.
Narrow. Nip.
Oh, no. I gotta take Nipsey. I'm taking Nipsey. I think overall, Rick Ross is the bigger and better artist. Yeah. But as far as like who I would prefer to listen to, Nip. Nip is like my second or third favorite rapper all time. So
I got a few songs from each for the public. So y'all want to check these out real quick?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
These are a few I got. So let's go. A little quick versus battle our style.
Doesn't matter what you play, Ross is gonna have.
Okay. Ross.
That's the line. That takes that, bro.
Let him go.
I said that was alive.
That's a pretty good match, though.
I don't know. I might get that at Champions, bro. That song, bro. The features on that song is outrageous. For one.
I'm taking that was alive.
There's nothing. This song is like top 20 songs all time for me, bro.
This song is a whole.
That song get me vibing, nigga.
Not even
close. No shot.
This is Larry right here. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's the same one. Yeah. Oh. Hey.
Bro, Bro, let's not forget how Ross killed Jeezy and 50, bro.
Oh, you ain't gotta tell me.
That's close. That's
Yeah.
nice.
It's good.
This is, I like 4 a.m.
It's
I like
good.
4 a.m. This ain't one of
That was
ours.
okay, you know. I thought it was good.
This was on
Yeah,
birthday song.
birthday.
It was trash.
It's your
You said it's trash. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah, it's a vibe.
That's nice.
Woo.
Hold on. Nah, I'm different. I gotta take out different on
You
that
like
one.
that?
I know when I'm different on that one.
Where is that hustler pushing to the
No, we get there. Hold on. You want the remix or the original?
The original.
There's nothing I can pull out.
Hey, that boy say, hey, my favorite part of that boy say, 745 right on right, that's fucking raw. He said that, I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like got a lot of Drake features.
yeah, I can see it. I like this one.
Watch out, little bit. It's dope, bro.
Bro, 2 Chainz should pick
Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close. We're just gonna call that a rap right there. It's
Bro, let me say something, bro. So this is not really off topic. It's about Verzuz. I text you about this shit the other day. I want to get your reaction to it live right now on the show.
Okay.
So this is why you can't have conversations with people about certain shit when it comes to like music and shit like that, right? And I would like to say, since I've been like hanging out with y'all and even doing a podcast, right? Because even before we talked about music, but we didn't talk about it like on an in-depth as like we do right now.
Right.
I had one of the homies tell me that he would take E40 over Jayz in the Verzuz battle. I almost threw my phone through the wall, bro. I said, don't you ever fucking disrespect music like that again.
See, that's
And
what
I thought he was trolling. I thought he was trolling. But nigga stuck to it, bro. He stuck to his commitment. And he said that E40 is laughable, bro. E40 got a better discography.
That's like saying
I
J.R.
said-
Smith's better than LeBron.
I said, what the fuck is you talking about,
I mean,
bro?
like-
Nigga, you from Cali. You know how blasphemous that is, too.
We're going to the Bay. We're going, like, get out of here, bro. Stop it. That's cool. You liked in your little section. Ain't nobody in the U.S. checking for you like that. Nobody. Nah, not even close, bro. I can't even handle those
I like
conversations.
that.
I can't do it, bro.
I like that choices though. Them boys say, "Ever been a loser? Nope." Huh? You remember that choices?
Yeah, bro.
Like, all my choices.
Bro, I got so pissed off, bro. I got so mad. I started playing Jay-Z music and said, nigga, don't ever compare anything E40 does to this song.
Reasonable
Or this
Doubt
song.
is better than E40's discography.
Yes. I said the same shit.
Bro,
I said, yeah, you give me one Jay-Z album, I'm smacking his whole shit,
Yeah.
bro. I just wanted to get your reaction on that, bro. That was absolute blasphemous, bro.
Yeah.
I said, I'm never talking to your ass about music ever again.
I can't even name anything on E40's discography.
I know his features more than anything. I know when he's on.
Right, and no
Big Sean song.
disrespect to E40 in general, but I don't think E40 would disagree with us.
Yeah, I got an issue. Last versus battle. One of the cats on there, Snoop dealed up with G. Who I named my dog after. Is saying M is not top 10. Saying a lot of it is due to Dr. Dre making him basically the artist that he is. And I was surprised. Thoughts, fellas?
Were you hurt?
I wasn't hurt. I felt like it was once again blasphemy. Yeah, man. Come on, bro.
What is he talking about?
Larry, you heard that, right?
What is he talking about? The fuck is wrong with him? What is he talking about? Seriously. I'm confused. Where's this coming from? It's completely out of left field. Somebody asking a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so he got baited into the question.
Yeah.
right?
Whose podcast was he on?
Oh, this was on Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, yeah.
So
he
he
did,
did
like-
massive platform.
Yeah, he did like one of those little quarantine like interviews, like remote like.
And they said, hey, do you think Eminem is top 10 rappers of all time?
It was something. It wasn't just throughout like that. It was a conversation, and then like I guess they were like saying like it was obviously known that Eminem is regarded to as a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? And like he's like, wait, nah. To me, Eminem is not top 10 dead or alive. Like he just clarified it. and just said it. But then he turned around and put on the gram that Eminem is Eminem is cool with the with the double OG. He put a picture of him hugging her. And,
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that they. Go ahead. People would probably interpret it as
Snoop. First off, y'all in the same camp essentially, right? So Dr. Dre's about to make that phone call. The big bro's about to make that phone call.
He already made that phone
What
call.
you talking
What's
about?
wrong with you, bro?
Hey,
Stop
so
that.
Snoop went and immediately was like, "Oh, love to Snoop." It would look really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weak. I have sent it to Larry on the Young DM. Let me see if I can pull it up for you, just for you to see it. Cause I was like, that's one of the weakest things ever. So Snoop went back and posted this right here: Slim Shady with Silky Slim, gang. Immediately, like after, essentially.
he
So
basically copped that plea.
Snoop put a top 10 out
Yeah.
of rappers.
Let me see this.
And
Mind you, keep in mind how old Snoop is.
yes, you're gonna be reminded very quickly of this top 10.
I kind of saw a quick glimpse.
Slick Rick,
Okay.
Ice Cube,
That's arguable.
LL Cool J,
Arguable.
KRS-One,
Arguable.
Rakim,
Arguable for sure.
Run from Run DMC,
Yeah.
D from DMC,
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane,
Arguable.
Ice-T, Too Short.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like he went the safe route in the sense of like
He went to
you will get you will get to the point where like, all right, it's your old head.
None of
That's
these
the type of
people
route he
have
went.
made a hit in the last 20
I know, but
years.
again,
So he went with a
people in
founding
his
father's
people
cop
in
out.
his people in his age group again would be like, okay, cool. If that's how you feel,
I mean, I guess. No,
ooh.
you got Ice-T over Tupac or Biggie?
Again, they weren't even on his list.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he has
Again,
over.
he
them.
went extreme with it.
Too
bro.
Short is better than Notorious B.I.G.
Does he really feel that way? I don't think so.
He
I think that's a straight finesse for him to say that I don't even have Tupac. Exactly, nigga try to get out. There's no way I don't have Tupac and Biggie in my top 10. So of course I'm not gonna have Eminem. He finessed it. It's a safe. That's what I'm saying. He went the finesse route.
So
That's smart.
basically the
I respect that
OG
smart
realized he fumbled the conversation and had to go back and cover his ass. That's what it kind of boiled down to. Which is kind of sad because we were just giving them props last week. I'm like, man, we looked at your catalog and we got to respect you, OG. And now you sit out here and you got your balls tucked away all of a sudden?
He finessed his way out of that situation for real. I actually think he's kind of fucking weak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's no way this
He tucks away
nigga's
balls.
top 10, bro.
I'm gonna say this though. I think that just the overall thought of like
that can in there.
yeah. Well, the thought that Eminem, like I feel like sometimes we may give Eminem too much credit. In a sense, not saying that he's not top 10. He's debatable for top 10, arguably top 5, right? But like when like people be like, oh no, I don't want to say that though because that's Marshall. I ain't trying to fuck with Marshall. Marshall had dropped a few diss tracks, bro. They wasn't that great.
Marshall will beat you in a diss out.
He will smash.
He'll smash you in a diss.
Well, what's smash?
That man fucking ruined Nick Cannon's whole supposed rap career.
Nick Cannon
Ja
never
Rule,
started.
yeah, like
50 murder dropped. Eminem just came for like a little. Okay, you already beating up.
Eminem smashed
Let me get a
Benzino.
Benzino too.
Benzino from the source.
It don't matter
Is he-
though, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he
is he-
bodied him.
Who's close to beating?
Like it was
But
out
it's
of
Eminem.
touch.
Who's ever chanced it to try Eminem
Niggas
and
do not
ruin
want
their
that
career?
smoke.
Because they know they're ruining their
But
career.
you just gave me three situations where Eminem had a diss, right? Eminem does not have one classic diss song. He's not on the list of top diss songs.
But he don't need to.
No,
he not gonna have to hit him up.
no. But that's what I'm saying. How can we give him this credit of the hypothetical that he can murder you based off his skill set when he hasn't done that to anybody?
I'm going to say this, the reason why. Because any MC with any sort of intelligence is, I ain't going to mess with him. It's death. It's career suicide.
What's that?
I can't keep up with the white boy.
What's that guy's name that came at him? That other white dude that's kind of trash. Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun
He
Kelly.
came at him, and I was like, yeah, man, this is whack, bro. This is whack.
Oh, I liked Eminem's response. Eminem's response is like one of his top 10 songs on Tidal.
It was. I mean, because of course that's gonna gain friction based on it being a diss song, but it was mid.
Who takes Machine Gun Kelly seriously?
No, but I'm just saying I can't give you this.
And he responded.
Oh my god, oh my god, nah, don't say that about him. Him gonna body you. You have yet. That's just like me. That's just like me having this. Like if I'm in a neighborhood and like you know what I'm saying, you know what I can do, right? You see me, throw a few. I'm saying slap boxing. Like let's say a little slap boxing. You like, hey, you don't want to fuck with Larry, bro. Larry really gonna fuck you up. And every time I had a fight, I won, but it wasn't like I murdered him.
I feel like Eminem is like lyrically in what the streets would be is like a Jay Prince.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he is. No.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing Eminem's lyrical ability. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact of people, we give him like, oh hell, my Snoop better back up, cause Eminem gonna wax that ass. He gonna kill him. And Eminem is better. But Eminem has yet to drop a classic
question for
you. Know why? Because niggas don't try him.
Yeah, because they're smart.
That's a fact.
On a feature,
and anybody that's ever tried him gets demolished.
Who's had a better feature on an M song?
On an M song?
Yeah.
I don't recall. I thought it was him a while.
Nobody.
Ever. Not once.
You think he would not let that shit happen?
He
won't.
He's okay, man. I don't know.
That's like Jay-Z really don't want that shit to happen either. Really, if you think about it, Jay-Z ain't letting that shit happen either, bro.
What you mean?
If somebody like if you put Jay-Z on your song, he smashed you on your own song.
What you mean? Or Scarface.
I'm telling you, bro.
Body J a few times too.
That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, like I said, Eminem is definitely a great.
What's your top? What's your? I understand where you're coming, but where's it coming from?
It's coming from Eminem has been watched for years, and we've been letting them make it. I feel like Joe Budden. Joe Budden, and I like Joe Budden as an anchor, as like a personality. In the last 10 years, I've been better than you. You remember when Joe Budden said that on his podcast? I've been dropping more heat than you. You've been sucking for the last 10 years.
What does that mean though? Why?
It just means that it's kind of like when you've established yourself as that go-to amazing artist, right? Like you're at the peak of what rappers have ever did, right? And you just have an already existing reputation, like how we talked about Drake. And Drake can drop some garbage tomorrow, but it's still gonna go platinum. Still gonna get hella streams.
Let's be honest, Drake's a pop star. Okay.
But Drake got bars though. Drake can rap.
I never said that he couldn't rap. Nigga, but he's a pop star.
Doesn't write those bars though.
He's a pop star, bro.
He is.
Drake makes good music, regardless of the music it is, right?
But that's not my point of how they make music. My point is the fans and the way that they receive their music.
But here's
Eminem's gonna go play.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing though, right? Here's my argument, right? So Eminem, for example, right?
Yes.
Eminem has not changed his style of flow, not ever.
Yeah.
Right? That's why his music is trash right now.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't want to conform to the times, and he's not. That's fine, right? That doesn't make him. Doesn't make him less of a rapper.
He's always been like a weird.
He's always been himself, bro.
Yeah.
When you got people like Drake, and I like his music, don't get me wrong, but Drake is always gonna be changing his shit.
He's very popular. It was like a weird kid.
No, you don't have to. If you don't have to do shit if you don't want to, it's his music.
But if Eminem's dropping most like trash after trash,
it doesn't matter. Eminem is still going to be regarded by a lot of people as top 10, top 5 greatest rappers of all time.
When do you ever fall from grace after dropping trash?
But lyrically, who can keep up?
When do you ever fall
even right now,
consistently dropping
if
trash?
you had to go lyrically,
just
straight
so
lyrics.
you're trying to say that if Eminem continues to drop trash, he's not going to be considered top 10.
Newsflash: Eminem's not in my top 10.
Okay.
Eminem is not in my top 10 based on dropping Infinite.
Based off of, so you're taking the whole you're doing the whole what have you done for me lately, bro?
Bruh, it's been after the Eminem show. It's been downhill since.
So again, I'm asking you, you're going.
That's not lately.
What have you done for me lately, route?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You're taking his accolades away from him.
Because I mean, the Eminem show is like 2003, bro. You've been dropping mid since 2003. What you gonna say? Relapse was good. Relapse was ass. Recovery was decent, but ass. Ever since after Eminem show, you've been dropping ass shit. I can't keep on giving you. You amazing run.
I got a question for you then.
Uh-huh.
Then why does nobody in the hip hop community, everyone loves clout, try to go to M's neck? Because that will make you that dude.
Oh no, he's bro.
Lyrically, who's gonna mess with him?
I'm not saying that lyrically he's bad. The people in Slaughterhouse lyrically are amazing and better than a lot of these mainstream rappers.
Yes, they are.
But at the end of the day,
Yes, sir, they are.
no. Seriously, they're great. But at a certain point, it's like, okay, bro. I mean, you lyrical, you got the ability. I want to hear you freestyle, but you dropping that trash. Eminem is dropping that trash.
I'm saying, I just think that, again, like I just said, I just think that he doesn't want to have to change his music. It's his music. He doesn't have to change anything
This is the
if
thing
he
with
doesn't
him.
want to.
He doesn't play a popularity contest.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He's not going to be like Drake.
He has no money issues. He's not out there trying to be in clubs and stuff like that. He's going to do whatever he likes to do.
Yeah, and he's not
He's
going to
an
change
artist.
his
Yeah.
style of music to conform
To please
with
the
this.
masses.
All that bullshit.
He tried to do the last album. He had young M.A. features. He had a lot of new artists on this shit. He tried to kind of conform and like change it because he knew his shit's been trash lately, bro.
Young and
We'll leave it at that.
Actually, nice.
She's nice.
Nice on it.
Oh, she's nice. Yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah.
And she's lyrical. I mean, they got nice lyrical rappers that can really go. But now,
Eminem ain't fucking with no bums, believe me. He ain't got no trash ass features on his albums, believe me.
Yeah, I like Joyner too.
Eminem is not fucking with no
Joyner's
bums.
nice.
Joyner's
I don't know who he said something to a while ago, but
He goes to every neck. He goes to every neck. He'll throw it
That,
out.
it wasn't even him throwing shade. He would just say, "You will never be on my album." I don't know who he was talking about. He was like, "You will never be on."
But
my
even
shit."
now, he's throwing out everybody's name. He says, "I don't care about you. Care about you. Care about you." And they don't even like.
Oh, that's what he said. He said, "Unless you're Kendrick, Cole, Sean." What was that? What song was that? You remember that?
It was like one of the
He was
first
like,
tracks
what,
on the album.
if you weren't Kendrick, Cole, Sean, Joyner, or something like that, I'm not fucking with you. That's what he said. Or Jay. I think somebody like something like that, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be mad at him. Don't be mad at the white man. He's out here getting it too.
Man.
Gotta have love for him. All right, so we talk about the white guy. I'm gonna pull up this little relationship topic that we got right here. And today we are really talking about dating outside of your race. Chris, this was Chris's initial idea. I'll let you run with the football if you like to, man.
My idea, right?
We got it like 3 weeks later, but
Yeah, I need you
better
to
let you know.
I need you to deliberate on what exactly about dating outside of the race.
So I guess dating outside your race means dating if you're black, dating somebody who's white or Hispanic
Yeah.
or vice versa,
Gotcha.
right? So that way the people out there can understand their interpretation of that, right? So I'm gonna take it from someone who's married to a white lady, right? A white woman.
White lady.
White lady. White folk.
I was going to say that, bro.
White folk.
That was coming. That was definitely coming. White folk.
Married to the white folk. Nah, bro, we trolling. But at the end of the day, I think you can date and be in a relationship with whoever you feel comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
I've always, I don't know if it's because of where I grew up at. I grew up in Nebraska or any of that, right? That's just always been my overall preference, right? I love black women, I love Hispanic women, I love all women, but I just always have been, more drawn to the white girls than anything else,
What's your
right?
preference?
It's just a personal preference, right? Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think everybody should date whoever they want, and whoever they feel comfortable with. Have I dealt with backlash from it? Absolutely. Actually, to be completely honest with you, I've dealt with more bullshit from black people than I have with anybody else about the shit, right?
Yeah.
So you're not.
I'm really shocked.
You are?
Yeah,
Bro, like from actually being vocal, right? I've actually had more black people. I've had more black people be more vocal about them disagreeing with me dating somebody white versus
Black people
white
do
person.
it in a private
Oh,
setting.
for sure. That motherfucking black guy and that white girl. But yeah, man, I've dealt with so much shit. I mean, I've had to deal with a lady one time. Like this is probably like I don't know, this is probably like 8 years ago. I had to deal with a lady who we were in a laundromat and we were washing the clothes, whatever. And I think I told you this story, right? An older black lady, right, told me and my girlfriend at the time that all that glitter ain't gold, and your grandmother probably turning over in her grave right now. I said, yikes! I was thinking like, what the fuck is going on? And I said, ma'am, no disrespect. I don't disrespect my elders, but you have a nice day, right? That's rude, bro. That's super fucking rude,
out of
right?
line.
And imagine if that person was white that said that, right? how much elevated bullshit and how much fucking just people would go,
Rage, yeah.
right? Racism is two-folded, right? And I'm not saying that, I'm assuming she's racist because of her comment, or she obviously clearly disagrees with me being in a relationship with a white person at that, white lady at the time, right? And, you know, and there's been other instances where I've had, you know, black chicks who I was cool with. Why don't you like black girls? It's not that I don't like black girls, right? Or any of that shit, man. So I've had to deal with it from that standpoint, and I've had to deal with it on the other end with white people cutting eyes at me for being a black dude dating a white girl, right?
This reminds me of like a therapy session.
Things I've been
Look, I just want to let y'all know what this is. It's like it's a
being attacked from all sides.
For real. In all reality though, right? You know, again, to talk about the topic and really dig into the topic, I think it's fine to date outside your race, right? You just gotta be comfortable with it and own it, man. You can't be, I think a lot of people date so that way they can please others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of people who would like to date somebody that was white, or like to date somebody who was black, or like to date somebody who's Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know how their parents would feel about it, or they don't know how their friends would feel about it. I say, do what you feel like you want to do. Be happy, be yourself, love who you want to love, and go on from there, right?
Yep.
That's my take on it.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that people think about other people and who they're going to date and potentially marry. That's insane to me. Like, that's one of the biggest.
Like they have like this premeditated agenda.
Right. Like, I got to be look like this and this.
Right.
And it's like, this is one life. You know what I mean? You got one opportunity. You're going to sit here to please other people?
One life,
Yeah.
one shot, one opportunity.
Yeah, you
Sounds
got
like
your
an Eminem quote.
Oh,
Go ahead.
That's that moment. Nigga, what you got like this, huh?
Man, it's crazy. So I want to be honest with Game Script TV. I always have my honest moments, bro.
Yeah.
So I actually come from a background that Chris goes against. Growing up, and like you said, you grew up in Nebraska. Nebraska's north, right?
It's in Midwest.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Midwest.
Midwest. Okay, Midwest. So growing up, it has always kind of been embedded into my mind that I cannot bring home someone who's not, I'm not gonna say black, but really a minority. More emphasis on minority, but also black. And I think it's because in most cases, and I can say, and I know Nikki, and I'm not trying to put your wife's name out there. I know your wife. Love your wife. She's cool with people. Like, you know, hey, bye, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I love your family. I like your son, like everything like that. So I know you're on a personal level. From the outside looking in, I would have the same type mindset because it's like, looking at you and your background, you're educated, you got a good job, you're not in the same, and not to shit on the race, but you're not in the situation in which most black men are perceived to be. You have elevated to a educated, more successful level. Not saying that all black men are not educated.
I know what you mean, bro. Yeah.
But there is a stigma that we are not, right? And you are above that caliber of which they think or perceive that we are to be.
Yeah.
So in that case, most black women, guys, we really don't care. Guys, we really don't care. Most black women look at it like, damn, this brother can take a sister who may be lacking, who may have potential, or who may have the drive to get to that next level. He can bring her with him to uplift her and then shape the future of a generation, versus you're going or dating someone who is already in a race, who's already in a race that's already at a certain level. So it's okay to date someone like, let's say, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, Cuban. They're minorities as well. But white people, they have it to where it's almost like, bro, it's certain shit you just can't say. But in my home, it was always taught to me, it's just like, bro, if
You're just saying like certain level of privilege.
exactly,
Right,
exactly.
right.
So
Like,
it's like,
we understand that,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, you know what? Not only because, and I remember watching Love Hip Hop a long time ago, and she was like, "Good luck getting the job." She was like, "I am gonna get the job because I'm white." And guess what? No, that's like said it. But now it was Jen the Pen, you know, Consequence, the rapper.
Yeah.
Ghostwriter, his wife. It's an episode where they were auditioning for Hot 97, and she was like, "Well, good luck." They got into it because they had two different agendas on what they wanted to do.
Right.
So she's like, "Well, good luck on finding a job in New York, because you're all washed and shit." She's like, "I get the job before you because I'm white."
right? So then you look at it like, oh, this educated black man that comes from da-da-da with a degree who's an athletic build and da-da-da. Yeah, I'll get him too because I'm white. Like, I have access to everything that you want.
All the good stuff.
Whereas on the other end, we don't have the same privilege because I'll be honest and say that when I'm in the gym, like Dre's like, bro, look at that over there. Look at that over there. Good opportunity, good opportunity, good opportunity. And in some cases, my insecurity of only knowing how to speak to my sisters or only knowing how to speak to black women makes it to where I feel kind of insecure going outside of anybody that's not black.
Yeah, so I tell him because he thinks automatically that he needs to date inside this box. And I say, Larry, no, you can't think like that. You have the ability because he had the curiosity at the time to be able to approach this woman, regardless of race.
So
it should be an equal.
So let me tell you something, right? I know what you're talking about, right? When it comes to the hey, let's elevate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? You know the people that say that though? Only weak-minded people. I probably never in my life ever remember encountering a strong black woman, white woman, Hispanic woman ever that's ever said to me that they need a certain individual to elevate them. Never. The only people that say that are weak people. The only people that say that. And men do the same thing. Men do the exact same thing. It's not only women. Men do the exact same thing. I don't think that us as strong men, we don't need anybody to elevate us, right? Because we're strong men. And strong women, I know they feel the same way. I know that for a fact. So the only people that feel that way are people who are weak.
I don't know, I kind of gotta disagree. Because I kind of would put it closer in the sense of let me make it more relatable. So let's say LeBron James. LeBron James is from an urban area, right? An urban community, low income housing project, right? And he's married to Gloria, who's also from the same surrounding neighborhood, if not the same neighborhood. And now, because LeBron James, and not saying you're at the same level as or magnitude as LeBron James, but you're not in the same boat as inner city, poor. You're not in that environment. LeBron James brings Gloria up with him. He uplifts her to a now. I'm sorry, not Gloria. Savannah. I'm sorry.
I was like, you're right.
No, Savannah. He brings Savannah up, and now you got Bryce. Now you got this. You got all these young black kids that will have better opportunities.
That's his day one though. That's his first love. I'm sorry, that's a horrible example.
Nah, but I'm telling you, bro, when you reach a certain, and that's why people have a problem.
That's his first love, bro. What you talking about? That's his first love. In my eyes,
Travis Scott too.
I would see that's his first love.
I mean, Travis Scott too. People have a problem with it when you only date, like when you poor, they just feel like when you poor, the same people wouldn't look your way. The same people, or when you didn't have it, they won't mess with you. But when you get to a certain level of success, now you have access to these things. Now they'll look your way. But initially,
who are you saying that about though?
Huh?
Like you're saying like the opposite race?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my wife ain't that way, so I mean, I understand.
Well,
that, right? I've been broke as fuck. And on plenty of moments, and my wife has always fucked with me, right? 2, 3, 4 years ago, always fucked with me, right? So I see what you're saying, and maybe that is the case for some people, but I don't think that's always the case for the majority, right? Like we're comparing us everyday people to professional athletes, right? I'm talking about like let's have a conversation based on dating outside your race on an everyday person, right? Because it's really hard to judge how Paul George's dating scene and his situation is, right? I don't think that many women, black, white, orange, purple, or green, are going to be turning down professional athletes. I think we all can agree with that, right? And so I think us everyday people who have normal jobs or have normal businesses who work hard, not work hard, but work hard on grind in and grind out and trying to get to that level, it's hard in comparison to them. It's hard, bro.
I'll say this.
There's a lot of Jersey chasers out here, bro. And they white, they black, they Hispanic,
facts.
They all of them.
But eliminate, okay, so I'll ask this question. And based on the people that you've encountered that were interracial couples. And this is not I'm only telling you how I've been at like table talk where I've heard these conversations.
No doubt.
Not necessarily referring to your situation, right? How many times do you see an uppity white woman dating, let's say, an urban hip hop, more like gangster figure before the white? Because usually when that happens and they're dating a white woman, she then turns into acting black or ghetto. We never, the people, the regular, like you talking
Define
about,
uppity.
meaning like someone of success, someone who has money, a successful figure, as far as like someone who you would see in a corporate office. How many times do you see them with like those thuggish, ruggish guys? How many times do you see that? Or do you mainly see interracial couples where the guy is in corporate society in America? Because you're a manager at a fitness
Health club, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not on the. That's what I'm saying. You're saying like everyday people. You're not.
So I know some square ass white girls date hood niggas. I seen that.
Like,
but it doesn't.
Like
I seen some hood niggas date some square ass white girls, bro.
I don't see it as
you know what I'm saying? I've seen it. Doesn't mean that it's often. I've seen it though, right? I've always seen people who both have their shit together. They happen to love each other. They happen to be in a relationship, and they happen to date each other, right?
So the other guy is successful, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, both of them are successful, right?
Eliminate her, because she already has a golden gate. Eliminate her. She has the golden gate. The guy is most likely successful. And that's where the problem lies. That's why
it's different. It's different though, bro.
Unsuccessful.
That doesn't make sense. Like, why would the fuck would you want to date somebody who's not successful? That's what I'm getting.
What I'm saying is, and I'm trying to be as straight as I can. If
you're trying to say that,
so watch this. So watch this. As a minority, if I am living an average 9 to 5 basic life, let's say I only make $30,000 to $40,000. As an African American, I can still go date another African American. I have access to this, meaning that
why don't you have access to everything?
Because white women don't look your way when you're not on the same level as them and you're black.
That's a perception thing, and I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong.
Nah, I don't think so, bro.
I know for a fact that's wrong, bro. I know for a fact that's wrong. I know for a fact
how often? So what are the numbers? What do you think the percentage is of successful women?
A statistic? I don't know a stat.
But no, I'm saying in most common everyday life, how often do you see successful women dating those thuggish, ruggish black guys versus the white women that you see dating black guys?
I'm referring to women in general, bro. Why the hell would a woman, black, white, or Hispanic, date somebody who's fucking broke voluntarily? Why? Why would you do that? And we just had a conversation about this shit like 3 or 4 months ago about how you were adamantly disagree with a woman who don't do shit and not bringing her into the bargain, right? So why the fuck would a woman
That's different.
No. Let me finish what I'm saying. So why would a woman who's could be successful, right, or not be successful, why would she want to date someone who's not successful? That doesn't make any sense. Whether he's black, white, or not, it doesn't matter. Why would you? I would never want to be in a relationship with somebody who I feel like doesn't have the potential, whether they're there or not, has the potential to bring the equivalent amount of success to the table, right? Why? I'm not expecting for my wife to have the same aspirations as me as wanting to be a millionaire, right? That's another level. Like, if you don't want to be a millionaire, I can't be with you. That's fucking ridiculous. But if you want to be successful, if you want to have financial freedom, because I talk about financial freedom and not necessarily being rich. I want financial freedom. I want to get up and do whatever the hell I want when I want. That's for me. To me, that's wealth. And so again, my point is, I know what you're saying. I understand your mindset or where you're coming from. I just don't think it's fair to have that agenda. Everybody doesn't have the same agenda, bro. Not every single person has the same agenda.
I think it's the majority. I think before you go,
here's the thing, right? Here's the problem with your topic, right? You're saying the majority based off of an assumption, right?
No. I think the problem with the black community and how we view that is that you have black guys who, when they are normal, regular, smuggler guys, and they're coming up in their everyday life, they date nothing but sisters. They date nothing but black women. But once they get to a certain level, now that they become more attractive because they have something, then they date white women. That's a problem, because then you are putting a white woman on a pedestal as if she is better than your sister. And that's what I disagree with. I'm always going to think like that. I've always thought like that.
That's fine. I don't agree, because I don't personally know anybody has ever done that. And again, it's a perception
Let's
thing.
look
You
at
don't know
Travis
them
Scott.
niggas,
Let's look at
bro.
Travis Scott. Do you think Travis Scott could have, as a normal person, could have dated Kylie Jenner?
No,
You think Kylie
fuck
Jenner
is-
would have looked his way?
No, but the thing is okay, you're taking somebody that is in an area that's predominantly black, correct? You're taking
Yes.
Travis Scott from a
Yes.
predominantly black area.
So
So,
Missouri City's kind of nice, kind of bad.
okay, but
It's mixed.
I'm gonna assume there's plenty of black women there, and it's kind of natural to date your own race, right? More or less, right? No disagree with that. So, in a lot of low-income areas, like you're saying before, around you is all minorities, right? So at that point, it's way more of a likelihood that you're just gonna gravitate to your own, maybe because you feel like you're not successful, don't have the ability to go date a white woman, when actually you could. You probably just have to go out and talk to them, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I'll play devil's advocate. Kylie Jenner did Travis Scott a solid because Kylie Jenner got way more money than that nigga has. So if I'm being 100 with you,
Kylie Jenner is also.
Kylie
Jenner is getting a bonus from the black community by dating Travis Scott as well. Travis Scott is Travis Scott. Kylie.
So
she's a Kardashian.
So her dating Travis Scott heightened her makeup company sales.
No, but that's
where she make her money from, bro.
But she's still Travis Scott is relevant. What do you mean?
So
You talking straight
Travis Scott's fan base boosted Kylie Jenner's makeup sales. That's what you're saying.
It definitely gave her a different demographic.
Fuck outta
It
here,
definitely
bro.
gave her a different.
No shot.
So Kim Kardashian has had more money than Kanye West. You don't think her dating Kanye West gave her a boost in the black community?
No.
So she ain't getting waves off of Yeezy.
No.
That's dumb.
At this point in time,
She's more relevant than Kanye West's wife, bro.
At this point in time in her life, no. Now, if we would have had this conversation 10 years ago and she was with Kanye, maybe. But at this point in time in her life, Kim Kardashian already, and we just again talked about it last week.
She's a Kardashian, but at the same time, she's getting money on that side. But her dating Kanye West does give her some form of clout. You're dating Kanye West and Travis Scott, two of the biggest figures right now. You don't think
Kanye West.
a different
First off, Kanye West is a laughing stock on every
right now.
and every platform. And Kanye West has been a laughing stock on every platform for at
Kanye
least
West
the last 3 years.
Kanye West has
And then on
changed
top
the
of
culture
it,
since 2004. He's a big figure.
But here's the thing, though, bro. I don't think Kanye West has necessarily elevated Kim
He
Kardashian.
didn't elevate her, but she got a when you date. Okay, so look at it like this: she had money, and she was getting money from that side. But when you date a hip hop figure, you are going to achieve a success in a different demographic. You are touching people that like Kanye West. Probably didn't really care two fucks about Kim Kardashian until she was dating Kanye West. The same way that Kanye West was big, but he's probably gonna achieve another demographic by dating Kim Kardashian. It's just like me doing a collab with you. If you have this base of people that
I understand the elevation, bro. But I'm just saying that elevation is not as significant as you're trying to make it sound.
So why do you
and what I'm saying is, if anything, bro, again, back to Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott, if anything, Travis Scott benefited more from being with Kylie Jenner than Travis. I mean, for the opposite. That was my point, bro. So that isn't even a good argument because.
But we gotta get out of this upper echelon of people.
I know,
and go
that's
back
what I'm
to the
saying. It's
original
really
topic
hard to fucking-
of dating outside of your race, and I feel like it's easy if you want to go to the hood, if we want to take it there, it's easier to find someone that's going to be your same skin tone.
But here's the thing, though, right?
But now, don't be lazy. If you want to date a white woman, they're very accessible. You just have to go where the white women are and chase them. If you don't talk to them, you're not going to be able to date them.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing, though, right? Depending on where you grow up from and where you grow up at, right?
Yeah.
Right? This is another element, right? Where black people, African Americans, have or make it an issue, right? So me growing up all the time, I've always been relatively pretty proper, right? Always talked a different way than everybody else. Everybody like, oh, you sound white. Okay, black people said that shit. Oh, you sound white. Okay, that's cool. So black girls ain't fucking with no nigga that sound white in their eyes and their perception, right? So it's twofold, bro. So again, in the essence, I'm not saying that's why I've always wanted to date. I'm not saying that that's the reason why I've always wanted to date white girls. But I'm saying in retrospect, I've had certain shit being said to me based off of that. That shit ain't right.
Yeah.
And so again, That's my life experience. That's my life experience. And again, that's not the reason why I've always wanted to date white girls or the reason why I married my wife. No, that's different, right? Because I've grown out of that. And as an adult and as a grown ass man, I realize that's ignorance, right? But there's a lot of people who deal with that or who have dealt with that, right?
Yeah.
And that's no different and no better. You know what I'm saying?
But I also feel like that's a demographic of black women or black people that would say that. So the same argument that I would say that white people won't go to the hood and date men, and you said that's not the majority. I don't think the majority of black people say, "Oh, you sound like this," or "You sound white." I think that's a certain group of people because there are very highly educated black people that wouldn't say that. So it's just per person, I would say.
The only people who've ever said that are real hood niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
Real hood black chicks. So I mean, it's at the end of the day, I mean, people can be entitled to their own opinion, right? I just think that again, if you have a preference, if you want to go out and date who you want to date, go date.
It's crazy to me. In 2020, you would have the idea like, oh, I can't date them because of
like that whole ideology doesn't even make sense, bro. There's still people on both ends who feel that way.
My perception of it is me, and I'll end it for me. My perception is I really don't care who other people are dating. Like it's just really all me. Right. But I can't agree with Chris saying that he doesn't understand it because growing up as a black man,
I do understand it, bro. I fucking refuse to accept it though.
Oh yeah.
Understanding something and accepting something are two different things, bro. I understand racism. Don't mean I fucking accept it.
Yes.
It is what it is. I understand it, but I don't want to accept it, and I won't accept it because I think it's bullshit, and I think it's again you get trapped in your own mind, and it holds the world back from prospering and being successful, and that's on both ends for black people and for white people and for Hispanics, right? There's a lot of Hispanic families out there that say, I don't want you dating no black person. There's a lot of fucking white families out there. I don't want you dating no black person or Hispanic dude. Don't bring him home. There's a lot of Asian families out there saying, I don't want you to bring no black dude home, and vice versa. This shit is a fucking circle, and it's holding back the world from being where it should be. That's the reality. I refuse to accept that. I understand it. I get it. It is what it is, but I don't accept it.
Person to person. It is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
We'd be better off mixing, integrating completely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Integration.
Yes.
Supposedly is this integration, bro. And I found out, sorry to cut you off, Larry. Interracial couples getting married just became legal 40 years ago.
Damn.
Think about that shit, bro. I couldn't fucking marry you because you're Hispanic or white, white and black. I don't know if it was a Hispanic thing in there, but I couldn't marry somebody if they were white. I couldn't marry my wife that I have now 40 years ago, bro. Ain't that some shit?
It's like a generation ago.
Not even barely. Half a generation ago.
Yeah.
40 years ago, 50 years ago. 1970, I think, is when it became legal. 1970, bro. My mom was born already. That's crazy. That's outrageous, bro.
I mean, segregation didn't end much before that.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's more so just like what you're taught, like growing up. Cause my mom, bro, me per se, with other people, I really don't care, cause it's them. Right. But my mom, if you ask questions about my mom, oh, y'all be going all day, bro. My mom ain't fucking with it. Like she was like,
and you know what? My mom wasn't. Yeah. My mom wasn't fucking with it. My mom wasn't fucking with it either until I brought a white girl home.
That's what I said. Minorities.
Yeah,
minorities were good.
My mom wasn't fucking with it either until I brought the white girl home. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not my wife, but a different white girl. She wasn't fucking with it either until I brought her home. And then she understood, and she understood, and understood. Yeah, but I think as again we can move on because we can talk about this shit all day. Yeah. I think that as a black community, no different in the white community and no different in the Hispanic community, is that you don't understand, you don't know. Again, I think I don't necessarily think it's for the white community it's the case. I think in some instances there might be some ignorance there, right? But I think for black people, it's not only just ignorance, I think it's a defense mechanism. I think it's white people did this to black people for so long, we need to keep the shit just between us. That's how I really feel, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also too, it's ignorance in a sense that it's holding back us as people from progressing. There's no way that every black on black couple, every white on white couple, every Hispanic on Hispanic couple can achieve the level of success that this world needs by not integrating completely. You know what I mean? If you want to date somebody that's black, go do that. If you want to date somebody that's white, go do that. If you want to date somebody who's Hispanic, go do that. Asian, so forth and so on, go do that. But I think that at a lot of the black community, I feel like unfortunately there's a lot of fear there that
I think
there's not going to be enough blackness in the world because I don't think there's going to be enough blackness in the world because of me dating or me marrying my wife and us having a biracial kid, right? You know what I mean? I think that's crazy. You know what I mean? And somebody made a statement to me the other day, not the other day, like some months ago.
More affected by a person
because my wife is white, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I dealt with this shit more than you have, right? And so I've had somebody tell me maybe like this is a while ago, man. They were like, man, your son's mixed. Imagine if he dates a white girl, you know what I mean? And then your grandkid's gonna be a quarter black. And then so forth and so forth and so on. I said, bro, that shit don't matter, man. I was like, it don't matter. You know what matters? My last name and what it actually means.
And then
and my principles.
And your son's happy.
And my principles. That shit doesn't matter to me, bro. It doesn't, right? I'm not like I don't go into relationships with these preconceived notions.
Yeah.
I need to keep.
That's
stupid, bro. It's ignorant, bro. And we can't ask for progression and want to move forward, but still take 2 steps backward. It doesn't make sense.
I just think it's across the board. I think everybody does that though. Because I can guarantee you, if I come to a Spanish household, they gonna be like, who's this? Like, what's going on? I think that's across the board.
For sure, bro. Yeah. For sure. Again, it's
not everybody. And
that's what I'm saying. Your Puerto Ricans, your Dominicans, your Haitians, things like that. It's gonna be completely different than if it's a Mexican family, straight.
Yeah, for sure.
For Spain, Spanish.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, because
what the fuck is going on here?
Facts. Because I know I came and just hung out with my people, bro, and it was like they was looking like. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that's across. I don't know. I think that's just how people build. But no, I understand it though, Chris. Yeah. Like that's why I said like I don't have those beliefs, but I understand it because it's been embedded. And I tell my mom, it's like, Mom, look, if it don't apply, let it fly. So if it's like if I see 2 people over here doing anything, that's them. Yeah. 2 people. All I really care about is me.
Like my nigga Corey Holcomb said, you don't like the word bitch, don't worry, I'm just calling you bitch until you get used to it. Period.
Paternity test video went viral the other day, and it had me captivated. I think everyone here has seen it. Mm-hmm. A quick little rundown breakthrough is the dude basically gave his wife a present. She's unwrapping it. All excited, what's this? Ooh, it better be that. Come to find out it's a paternity test for their 3-year-old child, which turns out not to be their 3-year-old child, but some other man's 3-year-old child. And basically he said, hey, you're going to have to get the F up out of here because
you and the dog. You
got to go. Thoughts, whoever wants to take over, go for it.
How did the video get out?
He recorded it and posted it up.
That nigga's trash for that. Let's be honest. He's trash for that. That's a private family matter. It is. That's a private family matter.
Bro,
it is.
Bro, you hold me for 3 seconds right here.
It's a private. Here's the thing, though, bro. Right? Let's think like grown ass men here,
Did
bro.
you watch the video?
Yes, bro. You seen this shit. That's a private family matter, bro. There's no fucking way me. Again, I'm different, bro, because that shit is childish, and I know for a fact you fucking wouldn't do that shit, and I'm pretty certain you wouldn't do that bullshit either. No matter how funny you think that shit is, there's no fucking way.
But I'm not mad at him.
But I think he's doing it because how upset and trifling she is.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. How emotional.
For putting it online, he's petty. Yeah.
Super petty, bro. I understand. Yeah. I get it. It's fucked up. It's funny. But also, too, at the same time, again, I'm holding all parties accountable. So, he's held accountable for fucking putting that shit on blast like that, bro. It ain't nobody's business. I like to be a little bit more private when it comes to shit. Now, her, she's fucking trash box, bro. Trash can punch. Motherfucker, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to call her no bitch and no hoe and all this other shit. But this motherfucker right here had the fucking audacity to sit there and boldface lie about the shit and try to act like the shit wasn't true when she had fucking papers right in front of her
For years.
What the fuck kind of living a
he
lie?
He found no papers?
No, he got a paternity
test.
test. He got a
I'm
paternity
saying she
test.
was lying for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even tell him there was a possibility. Would you want to know though?
But
He clearly had uncertainty, and so that's what he said in the video. I had my doubts. This little girl don't look like me.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Lil Dre look like you, bro.
Exactly. That's what
My
I'm saying.
son look
That's
like
why
you,
I know
dog.
she knew. Cause she already knows in her mind, dang, who
What
is
the
it?
fuck you mean?
She
Of
knew,
course she
bro.
knew.
That's what I'm saying. He's talking about this. Yeah, she knew.
She was getting piped down by some other dude. Get the fuck out of Dodge, bro. That's crazy. Hell no. What's your take on it?
Nah, to me it was just funny, bro. To me it was a comical thing for me. I was wondering was it true, was it like fake, but bro, my favorite part was when she was like, these better be tickets to go to, what'd she say? The Bahamas. This is for the weekend in the Bahamas. Oh look, it's enough.
So you have no doubts on if it's true or not? Him posting it makes me be like,
yeah. Maybe it's like for some clout, you know what I'm saying?
you know, one of those skit channels.
Yeah.
And it went viral.
It was funny.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Would you leave? Like, would you leave the kid's life?
I would get the fuck out of Dodge, and I would still have a distant relationship with the kid if that was possible.
Kid's 3 years old. Kid ain't gonna remember you, dog.
Possibly not.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
I can't even.
But the kid didn't do
I
that
gotta
to you,
deal
bro.
with
Motherfucker.
The kid, bro. Hey, but look,
But you can't say the mom. She's so trifling.
How old is
That's
your
all
kid, bro?
trash, bro. That's another level of trash.
How old is your kid right now?
He's one, bro.
He's 1. So let's say you got 2 more years loving him like you love him right now. And then you find out on year 3, you telling me that everything y'all went through before just goes out the window.
No, I'm not saying that. No, for sure. Again, that was my whole premise behind him posting that shit online, bro. That shit was so heartless in that sense. And that's why you can kind of be like, is that shit really?
Yeah, I mean, because
like, who does that, bro? Who does that? And then just post it online like, I'm exposing this broad. Like, what?
Yeah, but there's a difference. That's Chris's kid. This guy's been having doubts.
He thought that was his
Exactly.
They don't have the best relationship. It doesn't
Right,
look
it's
like,
been
you know what I
real
mean?
fishy.
So, yeah.
Right, bro. It's
you
like
do
so many
that?
red flags,
If
bro.
you were so fishy, why you do that at age 3? You should have checked this months in.
You never know, bro.
Yeah.
When you have a kid, you understand. You know what I mean? Like when you have a kid, bro, you're not thinking about no shit like that, bro. You know what I mean? Because your main focus is taking care of that kid. You're not worried about. Well, clearly he was, but in the heat of the moment, bro, you're not worried like, oh, is this kid really mine? Like you have to have some serious shit going on around your house, bro,
was just like, you know
to
what,
be
bro?
wondering if the kid is actually yours or not.
He probably was like, bro, let me try to
You have to, bro. Like, there's too much shit that my son does like me to know that this little motherfucker is my boy. Like, all the shit my son does, bro, the pictures, everything, he look just fucking like me, bro. It'd be blasphemy. It'd be crazy. Yeah, bro, there ain't no way.
Kid ain't got none of his features or nothing. So,
Yeah, what?
Come on now.
And you know, men, bro, got dominant features, man. You know what I mean? You know, like whether it be the nose, or the ears, the lips, or fucking whatever, man. Dominant features.
You can't spend a lifetime with her. She gotta go.
At all. What else you got, bro?
Man, I think we're gonna wrap it for today.
It's it.
That's gonna be
We
it.
out of here.
Yeah.
This episode was spicy.
We got hotter
Larry
response.
pissed me
We
the
got
fuck off
hotter
with his interracial shit.
Bro,
No, it's fair.
bro.
But it's his take, and again, Game Spirit, we trying to give y'all real, uncut,
Dang.
you know, real conversation,
HR.
right,
Zero
for
HR,
sure,
yeah.
right? Literally, most of the time we prepare with the topics, but sometimes like a topic like that, really, you don't really know what the person's view is gonna be on it, so you're always gonna get some real candid conversation.
Definitely got to excuse myself. Those are not my views. This is only what I have been told. Therefore, I just gave him clarification as to what he was experiencing. I could give a fuck if you date Ku Klux Klan. It does not matter.
We're not gonna do that. Oh, Snoop.
I don't care, bro.
Any race, disclaimer.
Yeah.
Any race.
For sure.
Alright, well, we appreciate y'all. Hit that like, subscribe if you're still here. We'll be checking in weekly. More sports to come. Appreciate you.
See y'all next week.
Peace.